part? Is it too big? When God wants to, if God ever spoke and his voice is correct, he speaks from the midst of the lampstand. Now, if we gather, are you with me? The normal way we call something a church is that people gather together, and then they now start praying and hoping that God will come. No, we download God first. When God is available, men will ultimately come. So what is important to people in the natural when they want to do ministry is the coming of people. But what is important to the heaven in the establishment of a physical and earthly representation of heaven's government upon the face of the earth is the downloading of a lampstand, because that will allow God an unhindered access to his people. Without a lampstand, then there is no possibility of God breaking through to his people unhindered. A lampstand is a proof that you want God to tabernacle in your midst, and then that you want the engagements forthwith to be governed by the activity that is taking place in heaven. So whatever is happening in heaven, the lampstand will represent a measure of it. Are you with me? Oh, the lampstand represents and carries a measure of what is happening in heaven. So when a church, people gather in a place and they have not cared to find out whether God's candlestick is available in a place, I don't know what they are. It's a social gathering. Now, I'm not against gathering, no, but that gathering is a social gathering if you have not downloaded the lampstand, because that is the seal of God upon a meeting. Are you getting the point? That is why the judgment of God upon one of the churches is that if you do not do this, what will I do? I will come and take. That is the worst thing that can happen to a gathering of believers. When the lampstand of God, give me a little volume. I just felt the glory of God. We struck a chord in the heart of God. It will seem as if something about God has been met by the engagements that men that have found themselves in that kind of place are being given to. So when we appear in a territory and we want to do a business that we have heavenly impact, I hope you know that the business of God upon a territory prospers in the context of eternity to the end, to the point that it mirrors heavenly dimension. There is no possibility of creativity in executing kingdom mandate. All we have to do is to trace what is happening in heaven, and then we replicate it upon the face of the earth. Then if it is true, something has to stand in our midst as a representation of the heavenly business and government in our midst. So anytime we appear, as long as we appear in that place, the voice of God will be fresh, and then now we begin to take their bearing. It is like when a man appears before a lampstand, there is always an assurance of a marching order from heaven as a sign that the voice of God is perpetually tabernacling in that place. John said, I was there, and suddenly in the midst of the lampstand I heard a voice. The voice of God can only come in the midst of the lampstand. So it will mean that if a people are desirous, their heart is such that the government of God will be in a territory, in a place, their desire is not first of all to gather people. Their desire is to download a lampstand so that God can speak to them. And if God can speak to a people, then he through a people can speak to a territory. The problem is that we have many churches everywhere, but few of them have never into God, where they have convinced the heavens that the agenda in what they are doing mirrors the agenda of heaven. Because for a lampstand to appear in a place, heaven, we have to be sure that what you are doing mirrors their mindset. They are not there to sponsor your ambition. They know that your engagement is such that the desire and the will of heaven, the purpose is that is captured in the heart of God in eternity. We find expression through your engagement. So if the things you are doing lacks the capacity to allow the flawless execution of the purposes of God from eternity into time, get ready. God will not download his lampstand. He will just be watching you, waiting for the time where you align to the heavenly demand. It will mean that sometimes when we come to start a walk, we have to wait and pray and stay in hidden ministry for long. Sometimes we have to stay for 3 months, 12 weeks in hiding, and you will be cooking and aligning your heart, your motive, downloading the templates of heaven. The workings of the purposes of God will be fabricated into your mainframe, so that when you pray and engage, it will not be as a result of the want to do. It will not even be as a result of the vision of the calling that you have. Your calling and your mandate is subject to God's territorial engagement. So you must find yourself in the place where you're properly aligned. So where your mandate is properly aligned to God's territorial mandate. When your mandate, your personal calling, is aligned to God's territorial calling, to God's territorial business in a place, then get ready. He will give you an instruction, and when you obey that instruction for a given period of time, he will now bring down his lampstand. When you stand in a lampstand and thunder